Everyone,
welcome to Ohana night in July. And tonight is so exciting. Please can I remind you that you need to be on mute. If you're not on mute at the moment, awesome. Tonight is so special because it is my privilege to introduce and to interview our brand new Regional Vice President, Shannon Hall, who lives in Whangarei. And we're going to be hearing all about her journey, and this is the first time that she is doing Ohana night, and I'm so proud of this woman's leadership. I'm not going to say very much because we're all here to hear from Shannon Hall herself and have some fun. So Shannon, welcome. I'm just going to change to speaker view so that we can all see you nice and big. Fantastic. I won't. Maybe she came over to my house. She wanted to try some makeup, and we just had this great big chat. But Shannon, my first question for you is, what was it about this business that made you say yes to it? I mean, you know, you already loved the product and you could have remained a client, okay? But what was it about the opportunity that attracted you?
Hi everyone, kia ora. So I just wanted to share with you all first that this is a vision board moment for me. So this was one of my goals this year, was to host a region rally as a VP. So here we are, so yay. So yes.
Camera's off. Just leaving the.
Hi Nicole.
Sorry.
Yes, so sorry, why did I start this business? Yes, I loved the products. I started this business literally not even thinking of the money, but thinking that I needed, and I knew so many people that needed to and wanted to feel how I was feeling. So that's why I started. And also what gave me that drive to believe that I could actually do this business, besides that feeling of wanting to help people, was I joined at a time when Erica and Vanya had just recently promoted, and I was looking at these two women, and when I found out that Erica was part Māori, I was just like, oh my gosh, I can do this. I can so do this. And so that was like my drive in the first couple of months. And when I would talk to people about this business, I was always using Erica and Vanya's story to get out there, and just using them as an example, and how myself and so many of my network can relate to them.
Man, that is so awesome, Shannon. And in saying that, like, what would you say to someone who had just signed up for the discount?
Well, the new IC Shannon was just signing up everyone for the IC discount, but the business woman now, Shannon, would just be like, no. I would literally tell you, no, you're not getting that discount. You either sign up for the business or you just stay a customer, okay? Because you're affecting me and my money. And I would literally say that. So Phil.
Oh, does. Yep, she does. She tells it like it is. I mean it honestly, and it makes you freaking laugh. So Shannon, you had to sit in 4 hours of traffic round trip to work, and then work 40 hours a week while being a mum to a toddler and a wife. So tell us, how in the world did you fit Arbonne in, and where exactly were the pockets of your time?
I don't know, I just made it work. you know, like I remember when the day that I first met you, Ari, I was telling you it was October. I told you I couldn't do it because I'm going to Raro in a month's time. Then I can't join after then because I've got Christmas. Then I can't join after Christmas because I've got my sister's wedding. So realistically, I probably most likely can't start until March 2020, and this was October 2019, guys. Shoot myself in the head, because yeah, that's just not what I did, and I'm so thankful for Ari putting me straight. And but yeah, so I just made it work. Like I would those hours driving to and from work, I was on the phone. Like I was literally talking to people, calling them. And sometimes it would be like only 2 people a day because I talk forever. And like, you know, on my lunch breaks, even actually while I was working at my page job, I was doing my Arbonne business. In the weekends, I was doing my Arbonne business, and then I was like helping like my growing team at the time. But it never felt like a chore because I wanted to do it. It was the excitement that kept me wanting to do it. So yeah, it never ever felt like work, like a 9-to-5 job.
And I do remember actually that first time that we spoke, and you said, I've got this coming up, and then I've got this, and then I've got this, and then I've got this. And we went, oh, okay, so well, that's in 4 months' time. And I said, do you know how much can be achieved in 4 months and that you'll be wasting all of that time? Like, why don't you just start now? And she did. And the following month, she was a district manager. So, you know, keep that in mind when somebody says I've got this and this and this and this and this. All right. So Shan, you went into Quoll for area manager quite a while ago, but didn't finish. So what did that do for your mindset, and why do you think that happened?
I know why it didn't happen, because, and I've shared this with a few people before, but I was manifesting like nobody's business. I was walking down on the beach. I was yelling, like obviously checking first to see that no one was around me, but I was yelling from the top of my lungs, like manifesting, I'm going into area, I'm going into area. And then I would go straight home and watch Netflix. So there was no action behind my manifesting. And like I was just basically hoping and praying that somehow I was going to cross the line and close this thing without actually working. So after that, realizing that we didn't close, it did put me in a little bit of a funk. And I was internally, not externally, like out to the world, internally, I was like literally saying, I wish I never started Arbonne, because then I wouldn't have the pressure of like succeeding at Arbonne. But not that anyone was putting pressure on me. It was my own pressure that I had put on myself. So those were the thoughts that I was having. But yeah, I never shared that externally because yeah, I felt like I had declared this to too many people to not make it happen.
And you know what? I love how you have just told everyone that you're going out there, you're manifesting it, you're thinking about it, you're saying it, and then you go home and watch Netflix. And one of my favorite things to keep an eye on at the moment for me personally is that there's what you know and what you do, and there's a gap in between, and to close that gap, not live in the middle of that gap. Because at the end of the day, we all know what to do. It's actually doing it. How do we close that gap? That's awesome, Shannon. You obviously figured out a way to shut that gap. So tell us about your impact moments.
Impact moment. There have definitely been several. Like I said, you know, like just watching other people that I don't even know succeeding. Cecilia Stoll in my very first GTC last year, where it was virtual for all of us, her keynote, her speech at the end of it all was just like so powerful. And I still have, I've rewatched that particular talk over and over because it just feels like the first time I'm watching it every time. And like there's been there's just been so many impact moments, you know, because I take everything in. If there is a person that I like, you know, that I'm striving to like aim for, or a goal that I'm striving to aim for. So if there's a person that is more successful for me, like I am literally like a sponge around them. You know, I remember conversations, I remember, you know, things that they probably don't remember saying to me, you know, like years ago, but it's just like all of these small things that I've used as impact moments to build up to the finale type of thing, you know, to help me to get to the top. But I will say that you know, like personal impact moments, you know, like my son's home carer sending me photos of him that I didn't even recognize. She was just doing a photo dump and I didn't even recognize any of them. And I realized that's because I didn't take those photos. That's because I was never there for those moments because I was at work, you know? So that was a huge impact moment for me. And yeah, there's just been so many other ones, but that was my first personal impact moment, realizing that there's so many moments that I've missed out on that I'll never, ever, ever get back. And I know that this is a story that so many other women can relate to. And even it makes me want to help those women even more now. Because I would never want another mother to feel what I was feeling in that moment. It was horrible.
Yeah, and having walked this journey with you, Shannon, I can remember some impact moments that happened for you. And one was at my car presentation when you had your team there and Nikki Marsanga said to you, how the hell are you not an area manager? And I remember that sinking in, going, why the hell aren't I an area manager? And then when we started those Discover Arbonnes and you saw the lineup of VPs, right, in the photo, and what were your thoughts when you saw that?
That particular moment, that particular Discover Arbonne was, and I was reflecting on that today, it was actually my first panel Discover Arbonne, because all of the other ones had been like during lockdown last year. Excuse me. And so when I seen this like literally all-star lineup of 8 VPs and then like seeing all their cars line up and hearing each one of their stories, and there was like a couple in particular, again, one of them literally her saying, our VP Reed Kaipor, she literally said to this entire crowd, we're like in a fancy area of Auckland as well, and she's proudly saying to this entire crowd, I'm just a Māori girl from Waikato. And I was like, yes, you are. Yes, you are, girlfriend. And you're driving that Merc. And so hearing her story, like that was literally my defining moment for 2021 when that decision was made, that I wanted to be up there with those women. I didn't want to be one of them. I wanted to be up there with them. I wanted to be parked up next to them, like, you know, because here are all of you guys lining up having your photos with your cars, and I'm having to excuse myself from that photo because I don't have a car there. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, this is not happening. Not happening.
Yeah, and can I say, team, this is why it's really, really important to tune up to in-person Discover Arbonnes, and why it's even more important for you to bring guests, because just seeing that, the visual and hearing the stories, you just don't know the impact that it's going to have on that person, their life, and of course, in turn, your business. And I remember another impact moment, Shannon, I think it was the next Discover Arbonne, when I turned around and said to you, how are you showing up next month, girl? And you said, as an area manager. And you did. And can I just say, very proudly, that Shannon was in her first VP lineup photo 2 nights ago. Yeah.
Another vision board moment.
So tell us about events, Shan, that has happened in your life where you could have said, I'm going to give my business a break, but instead you used it as a catalyst and as a motivator to keep going. Can you share that with us, please?
Absolutely. And this one's really, really like personal, and I know that there's a few of my team on here that know what a year it has been, this year. So 4 months ago, almost to the date, my mum passed away. God bless her soul. And it was unexpected for me and my family. And we hadn't even closed area. And I'm still working full time. I've sold my house in Auckland. I've moved cities. My mum's in hospital. I'm working my Arbonne business as well. But because I didn't know the severity of my mum's illness, I still kept going, because she was that type of woman, like, what are you doing here at the hospital? Why aren't you working your Arbonne business? Don't worry about me. You're just like wasting. And the internet at the hospital was shit as well. So here's this, I'm going through this life moment, but I'm still listening to her, because if you guys knew my mum, like, she could just like give you the stare, and you would just know not to mess with her, just like with one look. And so I was still doing all of that. And then if anything, it was driving me even more, because I wanted to do it so much for her, and so we got the job done, and and she passed away 12 days later, and I know that I'm not the only one that has gone through tough times, but tough times are going to happen, and since that, it's only been 4 months. It feels like forever, but it's only been 4 months. And it's not because of her death that it drove me. It's because of her that drove, that has continued. I have continued to just like push through, because it's made me realize, what was I doing for the 15 months that I was district manager? When we went into qual for area, she was like on the phone for me, ringing all of her network. She was up until we got the job done, and she kept on texting me, is it done yet? Is it done yet? So it's like, I did it because I was like, I wish that I had have done it while she was here. It's those shoulda, woulda, couldas. But, I had no excuse. And I realized that after I lost her, the amount of bullshit that we allow ourselves to go, like, to believe and to listen, the feel sorry for me parties that we continue to put on ourselves, the pity parties. Everyone would rather have people feel sorry for them and not do the work than just get the job done and then be in a position to be able to help people. I no longer have my 9-to-5 job. And so I think, imagine if I could have spent all that time with my mum, but instead I was working my 9-to-5 job as well. And I couldn't be at the hospital with my mum, because I was actually feeling guilty about my leaving all this work for my work colleagues. That's not right. And so it was that drive, that like, I live with me and my husband, we live with my dad now. And it's like, I would never, ever, ever want to be in that situation again where I am, I'm worrying about, supporting someone else's dream, then being able to be there for my loved ones, and time, but not have to worry financially either. So yeah, so just get out of your own way and stop the pity party, people, because you're not the only one going through shit. Life struggles are always going to happen. Not a lot of people know about my mum, and I don't use that as an excuse. I don't use that so that people can feel sorry for me. But it's just like, it's made me realize that, man, I wasted a lot of time sitting at district, when all I had to do was just pull my finger out, basically.
And you know what, Shan, I met your mum several times when, going and doing what we do. And it was just a beautiful thing, the way that she encouraged you. And I know that, 12 days before she passed, you went straight to her hospital room and you went, Mum, I did it. I went across the area. And can I say that I know that your mum died knowing that you're going to the top of this company.
Absolutely.
Without a doubt, she knew. And so absolutely nothing was wasted. We're all so proud of you.
She wanted the Merc more than I did, people.
she gave Shannon the eyes every time I drove in with the Merc, that's for sure. But you know what, people? We all have, this is what we talk about. We talk about prepare for impact. We don't know what's around the corner. We don't know what's going to happen next week, next year, next month. And there's people that are watching us that believe in us and they want to watch us succeed. They want that for us. So we're just going to change gears here, Shannon. Tell us about your husband. What was he supportive? And what hesitations did he have? And how does he feel now?
Okay, well, I didn't tell him I was a consultant until 2 months into my business. And even then, he didn't really understand. And I just kept on saying to him, you just have to believe me, just back me. That's all I'm asking you to do. I'm going to make this work. And he would literally roll his eyes at me. And but it was honestly, it just depended on what day of the week, month, whatever it was for him. He was like, some days he was like, yes, some days he was just like, where's the money? Where's the car? Like, well, when are you going to get to Ariana's level? And I was just like, oh my gosh. Anyway, so the night that we closed Region, he was like, he literally whispered in my ear and he was like, I knew you could do this, babe. And I was like, bruh, sorry, say that again. And now he's like, oh man, he's like on Arbonne. You should see his stories. They're like all Arbonne related. Like he's posting the Merc. He came to a Discover Arbonne with me on Monday. He's like prepping his body for a Hayman Island trip. It's just like, this guy, man. And he's already like, okay, I believe you now when you say that you're going to retire me. And I'm like, you should have believed me 20 months ago.
Can I just say that when Shannon went home, she had to drive 2.5 hours back to Whangarei after she went across the line. And I was waiting up for her and I phoned her the next day and I went, what did Jason say? And he said, oh my gosh, this business really does work. And I'm like, bruh, it took you to go to regional vice president to say that? Like, what? But yeah, he is absolutely awesome. But again, another great lesson for us. People watching us will either say, I knew this didn't work, or, oh my God, you made it work. And it's your choice. It's my choice. What people say is your choice. What people say is my choice. You just have to bring the proof. All right. So, Shannon, What do you feel is different about this opportunity versus starting your own traditional business? What do you feel is the difference here?
Okay, so I've got very limited traditional business experience, but from what I've seen and heard and what I now believe is like just the first thing that comes to my head is the stress of like trying to sell your products, like your stock that you have on hand. Like that just stresses me out, that thought. But also like, you know, like all of the stuff that we already know, you know, where are you going to get the money from to start your traditional business? You know, like who's going to even like back your idea? Where are you going to get, where is your store going to be? You know, I have like barber friends that have their own shops and all of that, and fully supportive of them 100%. But now whenever I go in there to take Hudson, I'm just like, how much is your electricity bill? You know, so what happens if you're not open on that day? Like I'm literally asking him these questions, you know, but yeah, it's just like questions that we don't need to worry about. It's amazing. You know, unnecessary stress. I'm all about that life.
Now, tell us where you were at on the last day of the month, last month, and what your mindset was like.
What? How many days were there last month? January, February, March,
30.
April, May, June. 30. Okay, so 30 days. So on the 29th of last month, I was getting a bit like, okay, are we going to do this? The doubts were creeping in. So basically for 28 days of the month, I was good. The 29th day, I was like, holy shiza, can we do this? So I went over to Cheyenne's house and we just ran some numbers, you know, we just like, because obviously she had a goal as well. We were just running numbers. We were just talking. And once we broke it down, we were like, okay, oh, we can do that. Okay, then. And then so coming in, so when I went to sleep that night, I was all good. When I woke up on the 30th, I was looking at it and we had 15,500 QV to go to close on the last day of the month. And that didn't scare me one bit. Zero doubts or hesitations. I was just like, man, we've got this. So I literally went back to what I did when we went into qual for AM, and we had 3,000 to go on the last day for AM, and that was freaking me out. But I went for a run. I'm not a runner, but that's what I did then. So that's what I said to myself I had to do now. I went for a run. I did a video, like a live thing, because that's what I did then. You know, and it was all literally just getting my blood flowing, my energy going, you know, because that's what I did then and it worked for me then. So I just assumed it would work for me that day. I dressed up, you know, I made myself look and feel really, really good because I was like, I'm going to be a regional vice president. Like, this is how we dress. And, you know, and I've seen how some VPs dress, but anyway, but, you know, and then, like we didn't start, like, so by the time Cheyenne and I got down to Auckland, it was 1:30 p.m. and we still had 15,500 to go. And then, you know, like a couple of minutes later, the kiddies are arriving, Vicky's arriving, Rochelle's, you know, she's ready to go. And we said a prayer and it was just so powerful. And again, as soon as that prayer was said and we got into it, we wrote our numbers up. It was like, I just was not worried. You know, it's 1:30 and I did think, honestly, I did think we were going to get it done by 6 p.m. And then 6 p.m. came and I was like, oh, we're so get it done by 9 p.m. And then 9 p.m. came and I'm like, all right, guys, okay, guys, let's get going. Okay, let's get going. I don't know if people are gonna, be answering their phones soon. But it was just that combined power of everyone going for their own goals, and then it just organically happened. So I didn't need anyone to worry about what I was doing. I just needed them to focus on what their goals were. And then it just that combined happened. And then we ended up crossing by more than 18,000. And it was just that power of all of us, that energy, that belief that we all had. But their belief helped me. Their belief was because they weren't worried. Jan kept on saying, God's got us, God's got us. And I was like, yes, he does. Yes, he does. And so I just had zero worries. So when they say enjoy the journey, that was the definition of enjoying the journey. Crazy. And it's that stretch, right? It's like you have to have a stretch, because if you don't, you will never know in those moments, in those really, really tight moments, you'll never be able to do it because you've never stretched before. You've never been able to experience before. So a stretch is so important. It's not an everyday thing, but you have to at least do a stretch once in your life, once in your business, to know when those moments happen, okay, what is required of you?
Man, I freaking love that. I absolutely love that stretch, and it's like, yes, you're so right, because I've seen you do it, and I've seen others in this group do it. It's that stretch, when you come to that tight moment, be used to it, be comfortable for it, be ready for it, have achieved it in the past, and look at that and go, oh yeah, I've done that before, all right, I can do it now, click, click, click. And that was so you, and that was so your incredible team. So Shan, you've been a VP for 14 days, babe. What is VP life like 14 days in?
Man, 12 days in, that's how long it took me to actually realize that this was real.
I think you sleep for 2 days.
Yeah, exactly. But it's, only 14 days in, and I'm just like, if it's like this amazing, if it's like, the recognition, the accolades, the just that feeling, and it's only 14 days, imagine what it's going to be like by the time NTC comes. I'm just, man, Ariana, you're so lucky to have been, no, you're not lucky, you're blessed to have been living this life for the last year by yourself.
Got a buddy. It's definitely more fun with a buddy. I'm getting messages from Shannon, and she's sending screenshots to us in the whole group with friend requests from Anthony Dean, and she's like, oh, now he wants to be my friend. Friend request from Jo Epeti, oh, now she wants to know me.
Friend request from Erica King, look guys, look who wants to be my friend.
We're hearing all your messages, Erica, by the way, because she's just like, look who just messaged me. So just finally, Shannon, what does the future hold for Shannon and the Hall family?
Crazy. Do you know, every single level, your dreams just get bigger and better and brighter. And it's just like, I remember when I was district, I just wanted to earn 50,000 a year so that it would cover my Mercury pay, my corporate pay, and now I'm just like, I'm not even just thinking about the money, I'm thinking about I'm thinking about Jason's opportunities, for his future. I'm thinking of I'm still 100% confident that this whole COVID thing is going to get itself sorted, and me and my family are going to be traveling soon, not just to Australia, traveling the world, we're currently in the process of our building our home, but I'm already thinking what, I couldn't afford that package before, but babe, we're upgrading to this, where I want that bath, okay? I don't want the standard bath, I want that kind of bath now. So it's just like things that it's so crazy. Like, I'm promising my dad all sorts of things. You know, I don't even think he's ready for the life that we're about to live. But yeah, no, it's crazy, and I will continue yelling it to the top of the roof, to the top of the world, for anyone that can hear that, who even doesn't want to hear. I will just be like, are you coming with me? Okay.
Yeah.
Like, my best friends still aren't even doing this business, you know, and they're the ones that are like seeing the changes in me and our life firsthand. Like, I'm just like, what is up with you guys? But all good, because I've got other people here that believe in me and that are coming up with me, and that have already leveled up in their businesses and their lives, so it's all good.
Now, I know we've gone over time, guys, but I'm pretty sure you're all engaged, so I'm just going to ask you what to do. One more thing. I know that you want to say to have a space to say something special to your team in closing. Absolutely. When we closed, those that were online, you would have seen that Cheyenne and I had to quickly jet off. So, and then, you know, it's only been 14 days, but it's been a whirlwind of a 14 days for all of Believe region. But I just wanted to publicly, you know, in front of everyone, acknowledge my team, because they're just as crazy as me. They are 100% just as crazy as me, and they have literally backed me 100%. 100%. My success is not mine alone. I did not get here by myself. I'm very proud of myself, and I'm very proud of my efforts. But again, this was a region effort, you know, and not comparing, but like so many out there, you know, I had a girl that just had a baby last month. You know, I had and she still hit her goals. I had the kiddies who were new first time parents, you know, who were going to work all day, and then they were coming home and doing their reach outs at midnight, you know, till 2, 3, 4 a.m. in the morning, and then going to work. You know, I've got, you know, my cousin who has backed me from day one, you know, doing this business, Cheyenne, you know, and she spends most of her time with her son in Starship Hospital, you know, and she's got 2 other kids that she has to look after. You know, I've got Vicky, who I just met 6 months ago, and you know, she'd jump on a Zoom call with me, and I'll be like, "How are you, girlfriend?" And she'll be like, "Oh, I'm tired." And I'm like, "Hey, if you're going to jump on a Zoom call with me, you need to bring that energy." Okay. So, and every time we have a Zoom call now, oh man, she's just a different person. But anyway, I had so many people in my corner backing me, you know, and it's like, you guys are just so incredible. And I want to thank you in front of everyone, because you guys deserve that moment. You know, this is all of our moment, you know, and again, I will continue saying my success is not mine alone. And for everyone else, you know, I heard the other day that there is a seat at the top for all of us, you know, and it has your name on it. You know, I already know what my seat looks like. It's a tan leather seat, you know, and it's got Hall Nation on there. Okay, and so your seat is there waiting for you guys. It's not, you know, like you know, it's not a race or anything like that. It's sitting right there in between Kristen and Erica, you know, and it's like they're just waiting for us to get there, you know. And the fact that 6 months ago I was a district manager and I'm sitting here today and I'm a regional vice president is just mind-blowing. Absolutely mind-blowing. You know, the fact that I'm seeing people in my team leveling up because they want more for themselves is the absolute best. The absolute best. So that's what, if you guys can find people that are crazy enough to believe in you, but you have to be crazy too. Crazy is good.
Okay, you have to bring that energy. Energy is everything. You know, if you are blessed enough to find people that are crazy enough to believe in you, you need to back them 100%. You need to pour so much into them. And then when that person's one of those people aren't, you know, necessarily with at the same time as you, or if their energy doesn't match what you're putting out, all good. You still love on them, but you need to keep going. Okay, because it's up to them. It's up to them if they want to go with you. And I told every single one of my people that I'm going to the top. And so all I did was just continue to lead by example. As I said, every time Cheyenne was like coming this close to me, I was like, girl, get back there. Get back there, okay? No, you can come beside me. You can come beside me, but get back. And then I'd have to work harder. I'd have to work smarter, you know? So thank you so much to all of my team. I'm so blessed and I'm so thankful and I'm so grateful for every single one of you. There's so many people that I want to thank, but we could be here till 10 p.m. But Ariana, you know how much all of Hall Region love and appreciate you. You know, it was just, you're just an amazing individual, an amazing leader, and you know, we are lucky to have you. I hate that word lucky, sorry. We are blessed to have you. So we're so appreciative, and for everyone, you know, that has gone before us, that is leading the way. You guys just don't realize the impact that you have had on me, that you have had on my team. Like, Kristen, do you know how much the kiddies cannot wait to meet you? My goodness. You know, so like NTC is going to be crazy. So all of you VPs, watch out, because you are going to get absolutely like smothered by Hall Region. Okay, Erica, I don't know if it's going to be safe for you and baby. We're having all of us around you. We're going to be lifting you up. Okay, so thank you to all of you as well, because you guys were huge, and huge in this moment, huge in our moment.
They're going to be lifting you up, Erica, Polynesian style. You know?
I'll be so happy.
Mate, I'll tell you what, I'm going to get this girl a Swarovski encrusted microphone so that every time she opens her mouth at the end, she can boom and drop that Swarovski encrusted mic. But guys, you know what? Awesome, Shannon. You've just incredibly inspiring. I'm going to save the chat because there are so many messages here for you. You can take your time reading through them. I know that everyone will go away with some fire and some flame tonight. Don't let it burn out. Every single person on this call, you're on here for a reason, all right? You've just been on here for 45 minutes when you could have been doing something else. Don't waste that time. All right, keep that fire going. Take this information, take it away and use it. Close that gap between what you know and what you do, and smash it, guys, because we want to hear your stories. Your stories are worth it. The world needs to hear your stories. Your families need to see you succeed. We need to see you succeed. Your team to be needs to see you succeed. Okay, you're here because you're here to give hope to people that you don't even know yet, because they're watching you. All right, so be blessed, guys. Happy Ohana night. Let's smash it.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, Ari.
Thank you, guys.
Amazing call.
Well done. That was amazing. Ari, why are we wearing our hats?
You weren't here for I'm Coming In Hot, were you? When we were playing it, just leading up.
I get it.
With gangster mode.
I was like, I got told to wear the hat. Why? All right, it's fine. Hat hair for no reason. Look. Love you guys. What a caution.